and welcome today to today's success interview. Today, I'm very pleased and honoured to have a conversation with the amazing Richard and Veronica Tan, the king and queens of success resources. Richard and Veronica Tan are the founders of the world's biggest seminar organiser that is renowned for its mission to change lives globally through education, and who have over the past 25 years positively impacted over 10 million lives across 35 countries. Success Resources hosts the world's best speakers in the personal, business and wealth creation development industry, including people like Tony Robbins, Robert and Kim Kiyosaki, Harv Eker, Les Brown, President Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, Robin Sharma, Randy Zuckerberg, and many, many more. A beautiful, loving, spiritual, inspiring and powerful couple. We're so honoured to be graced with their presence as they share their story behind Success Resources, as well as the key ingredients to a successful life and business partnership, the importance of family, and lots more. So everyone, get your pens and paper ready to learn from the phenomenal Richard and Veronica Tan as they share their pearls of wisdom. And please do stay right to the end as we have some really fun, quick fire questions for our phenomenal guests. So welcome, Richard and Veronica.
Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Linda. I'm so happy to be in your program.
Thank you for having us.
It's an honour. It's an absolute honour to have you both here. So let's kick off with our questions, and it's just a very relaxed conversation. So the first question I have is, what is the story behind Success Resources, and how did you come up with such a powerful brand?
Okay, that's my question.
Yeah, your question.
Okay, now, we started Success Resources a little bit by accident. Yeah, I mean, accident does happen. Sometimes the universe just play some trick on you. Now, I remember those days, myself, I'm an engineer by training. I'm an electrical engineer. I used to work on the oil rig as an electrical engineer on the oil rig. At that time, we also have a crisis, right? But not different from this COVID crisis. We have an oil crisis. And the oil price actually came down so low that the oil company kind of kept all the well, because every barrel of oil that came out from the ground, the oil company lose money. Yeah. And I was working for an American company. I don't know if any one of your listeners ever worked for an American company or not. American company, when the times are good, they treat you well. When the times are no good, they get rid of you really, really fast. So, true enough, I was given like 48 hours notice, and I was kind of laid off. A friend of mine, which I grew up together with, I don't know if any one of you have ever got friends that always get you into trouble. Yeah, good friend. So this is a guy that I grew up together with that introduced, Veronica to be my wife. He get me into a lot of trouble. So he came to me and said, Richard, you are now not working. Yeah. And he volunteered me at that time to help a non-profit organization running a conference. He kind of volunteered me. Yeah. So I haven't got a job, and I went there to as a volunteer. Now today you call them crew, right? In seminar, crew and volunteer. So after the crewing for the conference, somebody came to me and said, Richard, you are quite a good organizer. Why don't you do it full time? I haven't got a job, so I said, why not? And I've been doing that full time from that day to today, quite by accident. Yeah, quite by accident. Yeah, in fact, it was during the volunteer time, I get to know a wonderful lady that become my wife. Yeah, so that's how I got started. And the Success Resources, we just came up with the name because it's resources for success. That's how we get started, kind of by accident.
That's wonderful. That's a beautiful accident to come across. And many, many years later, you're still, running strong, in the business and also in your loving relationship. And so many people around the world are inspired by you as a beautiful couple. You have such a lovely, loving warmth about you, and it's not just for yourselves. You show that and you demonstrate that to people around the world, everyone that you connect with. So tell us about your love story. How did you both meet? I know that you said you met in Success Resources. Are there any sort of little pearls of wisdom, nuggets that you can share with us?
Okay.
It's better for her to tell this story, because I mean, if I say it wrongly, I'll have a trouble in the night. So this is your question.
Smart man, yeah. So of course, the love story started that we were in. He was volunteered into this organization to run seminar, and I was one of the members. I was on the board and as a secretary of the event. So we were working together to host seminar, and that's my first experience. I met Richard, and I think it's all about what we always preach and what we do, that when you start to serve, you give, and then with the close proximity from friendship, it developed into let's say deeper friendship, but platonic friendship, and then slowly there's this attraction, the magnetic pull to each other, that we just keep doing things over and over together. Actually, it all started like that, that we were in the same seminar, and then from there we met again in Bible study, and that gives us opportunity to meet on weekends, right?
Right.
And then so weekday we have seminar, weekend we have Bible study. So it just get the proximity is power, and we got to know each other. We get developed from a friendship. And today we are never look back. It's a long, long time.
I want to say something that probably Veronica won't share with the audience. You see, when I was volunteering in a seminar as a volunteer, right? And I was wholeheartedly volunteering in the seminar. I arranged table, I arranged chair, I throw the rubbish away, I do everything, kind of thing. And probably she was saying, hey, this guy, he carry tables, chairs, and do all clean all the thing. How good if I could get him to do all this for me in the house at home. That's how I was selected. I mean, that's how I was selected. So you guys out there, if you are volunteering for work, or if you are helping, please give your 100%. Who knows? Someone, a wonderful lady, may look at you and say, hey, how great if I could have this man home to clean my rubbish and to do all the things, and you may get lucky. Yeah.
That's great criteria. We have to all put that on our short list.
Yeah. So that's our love story.
Thank you. And that's really beautiful what you say, Veronica, about that magnetic pull between the two of you. And working in business, and obviously being life partners as well, must, like most relationships, have its challenges as well. So how do you as a couple get through those challenging times as life partners, but also as business partners? Because lots of people listening will be in similar positions. They may have partners that they work with, but also have partners that might be on a completely different path to them. So what was it? Can you share?
You start. Yeah. You, that's right.
I mean, you could already see the body language, right? That relationship, right? Okay. I mean, our relationship are great. I'm very fortunate, Veronica. We are working partners, we are sleeping partners. We work together, we stay at home together. But I'm very fortunate that she is a very straightforward person, very, very straightforward. I mean, she don't kind of go turn around, and then we, like, to give you an example, right? One day if I tell you that, as a couple working together, we don't have any problem, that is not true, right? So we do have problem, but because she's so straightforward, we could kind of resolve this quickly, yeah. And one day we were at home, and I kind of look at her, into her eyes, and I tell her, I say, darling, I needed more space. And she said, that's very good. You go and sleep outside. So she's kind of really, really straightforward, right? So, and I'll tell you this, that many, when I get to know her, I make some decision, and this decision, I stick by this decision, and it really helps me, in our relationship. So many years ago when we first met, Veronica asked me this question, right? He said, darling, would you want to be happy or would you want to be right?
Okay.
And I choose to be happy. I choose to be happy.
It's written all over your face, yes.
Yeah.
So that's the key.
There's no issue already because I choose to be happy.
I love that.
That's our relationship. That's how I handle the relationship.
Yeah,
right.
Because for me, I think at the onset, very true, it's never easy. There's ups and downs, but we just have to find systems, process, or coping mechanism to manage each other. So I think one of the things we always work on very much, probably Meg talks a lot about, Blair, yourself, is this code of honor or agreement that we have our territory that you don't cross. I am in charge of this and that. And being my background being the military, so I treat him very well, I respect him very much. Then I made him the general of the army, and I just stay below him to be the major. And then he deals with all the general decision, I just make the major decision.
Awesome.
So in that way, we don't collide and fight,
And that's so important. And thank you so much for sharing that, because sometimes people, when they're in relationships, they try to battle and have both be generals or, both be majors. And it's really important to define, like you say,
yes,
having different roles, because everyone brings different skills and abilities and experience to the relationship.
Yeah, very much. Even from the home, that he's a disciplinarian and I'm the nice mom, the one who buys all the things, but he's one who said, no, you can't do this, or the disciplinarian, then in the workplace, he's the head. He looks good, he's important, the man needs to be that way. And I'll just stay like a neck and controls the neck from behind.
Control the neck.
Correct.
Is that correct, Richard?
I'll tell you just one thing, that it's never a boring time. Yeah, in our relationship, we always have surprises, etc. Now, that is very, very important. Communication is very important. Clarity is important. Like, for example, I'm very clear. Now, for you guys listening out there, I'm very clear about this one thing. The reason why Veronica and myself, we get along at home and in the office is because of this way that I choose to work. Okay, so our relationship is give and take. I give, she take. So that's how we can get along very well.
I love that. And having that banter between you, that loving banter, that jovial banter as well, I think is very, very key in any sort of relationship, whether that's a business relationship or a loving relationship as well. Being able to be authentically yourself and to just be able to move forward with your goals. And I also assume that you both have very similar values as well in order to make your relationship very successful. Would that be true?
We have to, in the same direction. I guess it's about getting aligned in ourselves, that what's priority to the family, what's priority for the business, and then just working towards it. And if there's a conflict, we'll come back and we'll settle it outside,
Yes. Yeah.
And
And
very much.
Thank you. And so just talking about what you just said about family, with Success Resources during the pandemic and possibly before, there was a big push about, you know, families that learn together, stay together. And I love that slogan. And so tell us a bit more about how that came about and what is the true meaning behind that?
Well, it came about because, you know, it's very common for us to hear the phrase, you know, family that play together, stays together, family that pray together, you know, being blessed together. So we are in the education segment, and many times family, parents, kids, you know, siblings, they come together, they go for restaurant, they go picnic, they go running together, you know, all these other things. That's fine. They go shopping together. That's fine. And we think that one of the great activity that family can do together is to learn together. Family that learn together succeed together, right? Because sometimes, you know, you like, for example, many people go to Tony Robbins program. After Tony Robbins program, they got really, really excited. They come back, you know, and they transform. And people don't recognize them anymore. And their family say, who are you? You know, why do you talk this way? Why do you like start jumping, and then why you do? So I don't recognize you. I mean, the way you talk, your goals, your belief, your dressing, you know, your energy is so different. What happened? You know, so now, so it becomes a mismatch, right? So if your family come together and then they learn together, and then they can be sync together, and they can be like on the same page together. So it's very important during the pandemic. And pandemic is the best thing because then you can be in the house together. And then one of the advantages is that because online, everybody can come together and learn the same thing together at a very, very affordable opportunity. You don't have to travel. You don't have to spend more money on your lodging, etc. at home. So that is an advantage and opportunity. If you are listening in, beside going restaurant, shopping together with your family, make the opportunity to learn together. I guarantee you that it will be an amazing experience together.
Yes, thank you. And it's so true because, you know, children and grandchildren, they often do as they see rather than they're told. So if they see their parents, their grandparents learning, then they tend to be more involved in it, and they can see and they can experience it for themselves. So I absolutely love that. And so talking about these virtual events that Success Resources put together, do you have any events coming up that our listeners may be interested in that they can do with their families?
Yeah, we have an amazing event by the world #1 success coach, and he's Tony Robbins, right? And this is the same event that I attended 25 years ago that totally changed my life. And Tony, this pandemic, Tony has redesigned the event so that it can be delivered online right into your house, and it's called the virtual Unleash the Power Within. And Tony have used this amazing program to change the life of so many people. And we have this event in June, right?
June, the 6th of June. And
it's in London time, right? It's on London time and suitable for the European and other part of the world where you can find a suitable time. So I encourage, if you are listening, I really encourage you to take this opportunity. Sometimes in life, there may be a few major things in life that you never forget or you really want to do. One of the major things, for example, is to own a house or to get married. That's a major thing, right? Mm-hmm. And for me, one of the major things in my life is the Tony Robbins program. And this Tony Robbins program is a milestone in my life. Yeah. So I really encourage you to come to this program.
Fantastic. Thank you. And so would the best place for them to, look at more information about that and get tickets, so that would be on their website, on your website?
After this, I will send you a link that you maybe can just post it on your group that somebody, they can then register directly at the website. I'll send you a link. Yep.
Fantastic. That would be wonderful. Yes.
Thank you.
That would be wonderful. Okay, that's wonderful. So thank you so much for answering those questions and giving us your time. And before we go, we'd just like to do some really fun, quick fire questions. So I'll just read them out, and then you can just shout out whatever you think the right answer is for you. So the first question that I have is live events or virtual?
Virtual.
Live.
There we go. We have some answers there. Okay, shopping or date night?
Shopping.
Date night.
All right. And the final one, romantic meal or 5K run?
Romantic meal.
5K run, then romantic meal.
Wow, so we have some very different answers there, but that's great, because obviously your opposites attract, and it's good to have that synergy between you. So that's wonderful, and it's great to see the fun side of you guys, and I'm so honoured and appreciative of your time, because I know that you are very busy people, and our audience will welcome this great interview with your pearls of wisdom. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure is ours.
Thank you so much.
All the best.
All the best.
God bless you.
God bless.
Oh, thank you so much.
Bye bye.